What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy G watching Keeping This Tech. In today's video, we have a very exciting video for you guys. We're gonna go over what's in this bag right here. And if you've seen the title of the video, you already know it's the iT32 Mini Flash by Godox. And this flash caught my attention as soon as I heard about it. I'm gonna break down some of the features, and I guess I should say this as kind of like a disclaimer. Obviously, Godox did not send me this. I bought this with my own money, but the disclaimer is that I haven't had a full, proper review period with this, if you will, right? I haven't spent a bunch of time using it, learning its ins and outs. But in the meantime, I wanna tell you that I have taken a few test shots with it. I've used it here and there. There's one glaring issue with it for me, but by no means so far is it a deal breaker, but I just wanna let you know there's a major problem that I've had with it so far. Aside from that, this thing is amazing. Now, I will say this, I've been using, I'll call it the Sony 28. That is a small flash, and it is absolutely amazing. In fact, if you get to shoot with that, it's a cheat code, because the way it communicates with the camera, it prioritizes the skin tones, it does all the color, and does everything right. I mean, it is magic the way it works together. So here is the Sony flash. Here it is right here. Now you can see it's a little bit bigger than the Godox iT32. I think the iT32 is thicker, but yeah, it's definitely larger. And you have a wider lens here. You have a diffusion, your bounce card is way bigger, and this thing kind of tilts back a little bit further than the other one does. What it does not have, unfortunately, is the ability to swivel. So if you're taking a photo in a landscape orientation, you're good because it'll bounce off. And if you're taking it in a portrait, it won't, because it only goes, you know, obviously across, right? It goes this way. 89% of the time when I'm using flash, I'm using it as a fill. Even when I'm doing event work, the flash is pointing up to just make the room brighter, just so I can go ahead and capture the image. I'm hardly ever doing direct flash on somebody's face. And I know that that's like a trend and people are doing that now, and it's a whole rock star vibe, but I've never really shot that way on a regular basis, and I don't think it's flattering personally. So if I'm not shooting with the flash pointed up, like 90% of the time when it's on my camera, then I'm using it off camera and I'm angling it, or it's in some sort of modifier. And that's how I utilize flash really a majority of the time. So that being said, when I'm talking about this flash, I'm talking about it as a fill flash, or as something that I could use to just add a little bit more exposure into the space or the subject. When I look at not being able to use it like I want to in a portrait orientation, it becomes limiting. Also, you should know that this takes AA batteries, so a lot of the times now you're adding an additional cost to using this. That being said, this thing is so good that it's worth the trade-off in terms of having to pay for AA batteries. And I just have to shoot landscape and crop vertical if I really want the shot and I need it to work. But this right here opens up a whole other set of options and doors that were previously not available if you wanted a small flash. I mean, just being honest with you guys. Like, first of all, let's start off with this. It has a touch screen, so you can navigate with this beautiful display here, and it's touch sensitive, right? There are menu options. It is TTL, which means it's automatic flash. It reads the information from your lens, and then it'll meter out the light that you need. In my short time with it so far, it's been pretty accurate. I can't tell you for sure how it works 100% of the time, because I don't feel like I've had enough time to actually use it. But in the 4 or 5 days or so that I've had a chance to mess around with it, it's been really good. But also there's a manual option, so you can go ahead and control the flash how you need to. And most of these mini flashes will operate in manual mode. It's very rare that you'll see something this small be available for TTL, but it is. And there's a multi-mode, which is really good. Godox gave us a flash that not only goes 90 degrees, but then shoots straight up, but then also, and you don't usually see this in these flashes, they actually swivel. And so what this means is that if it is on your camera, say the camera's right here, pop it this way in vertical mode. While this does not swivel and go all the way back or even just a couple of more degrees back, because you could turn this around, there we go. Now you could tilt it back and have all the flexibility that you need with this flash. You have a dial that you can just move up and down and confirm your settings. This has a modeling lamp. I go ahead and I turn this thing on. You'll see it turns on and it's pretty bright. I mean, this is like bright enough to use as an on-camera video light if you wanted to, which is insane. And again, this option is just right here. Go ahead and tap that, and that light goes ahead and turns off. That is wild that it has that. So a nice, beautiful color display that's touchscreen. Right there is a huge difference from this. As you can see, there's only buttons here. While this flash will also serve as a commander. You can actually control other Sony flashes with this. And so this could be part of a whole ecosystem. And obviously, if you know about Godox, you know that they have a whole ecosystem of flashes. Now, the other thing that they've done with this flash is a little different. You'll notice that it has a USB-C port here, and that's for charging because it has an internal battery. Now, I didn't get to the best part about this flash. This flash, not only can it tilt, swivel, and do all that other stuff, but it has a remote trigger. So this little piece right here is what you put into your hot shoe, and it sends the signal wirelessly to the flash, meaning you can position this anywhere you want. You can have it in an umbrella, you can be hand holding it and moving it around however you want to do it, and you have now off-camera flash, which is insane because I'll tell you what, flash photography is intimidating and there's so many options. So if you're coming into this for the very first time looking for your first flash, this is a perfect way to get into flash photography, understand the basics of it, and be able to actually grow with this. Because the thing about this that's absolutely true is that while this is a mini flash, I think its rating is only like 30 watts and its guide number is like 18, meaning it's not really designed to replace anything that professionals are using right now. It still has all the fundamentals and basics that you would apply and learn about using this into those, but more than that, you can actually use this along with those sets. So you buy this flash, especially if you're using the Godox ecosystem, this will meld right in beautifully with that. So it's not like it's gonna be a thing where you're gonna buy this and feel like, oh, I can't use this anymore, I gotta upgrade and sell it. It'll be part of your kit. This could be a nice little kicker light. It could be a nice little background light. You know, sometimes if you just wanna have a little pop of color, you could always use these flashes, and they've made it super easy for it to integrate. Existing triggers will work with this flash. The other thing that I want to say that I think is insane is that this trigger right here is specifically for Sony, right? And in the past, you've had to get the flash that's compatible with your brand of camera. This flash, this whole unit here, will work on any trigger. So now you just need to specifically get the trigger, and you could put this on, like let's say this was a Nikon trigger, you could put this on a Nikon camera. It would just pair, click it, and now you're shooting Nikon and everything is good. Now, if I had a Nikon and a Sony together and I were to just pop this back onto the Sony trigger, now this flash becomes a Sony flash, which is insane. Now, this does have diffusion, although I have to admit, this is really difficult to pop up. Like, it takes a lot. You have the diffusion. The bounce card is obviously not as big as the other one, but you still have that here, which is really nice. And what I notice about this lens here is that it has little magnet taps on here. What are the magnet taps on there? You know what it's for? It's because they have the ability to put on gels on this thing. So like, look, this is a red gel. I could just simply pop it on here, and when this flash pops, it glows red, which is amazing if you want to have like a little kicker or a little fill, or maybe light up some backgrounds real quick with the flash, because this will incorporate with other Godox flashes. You got to understand why I'm excited for this flash. It's insane. Now, gel use is super easy. Now, think about this. If you're watching this video and you're considering this flash as your first flash, I want you to understand how insane this is, that you'll be able to simply, by paying an extra 10 bucks to get these, because these are not included, you'll be able to actually be creative with your flash and not break the bank, which is insane. Now, there is a diffusion cap that comes along with this, so you can actually make the light a little softer. There's even a diffusion gel, which means that you can double up on the diffusion. Obviously, this comes with diffusion, but being in the front, it actually will block the magnets. So what you can do instead, take, for instance, diffusion, put it on here first, and then you can stack the magnets on top of each other. So you can put the diffusion and then put your color, and then now you have a soft magenta color popping out of the flash. If you want to make it even softer, you can even put this on here too. And then now you have an extra soft amount of light that's popping out. So I mean, dude, it's like the endless options with this system seems insane to me, especially for the price. This flash allows you to do almost everything you can do with a higher tier flash system, and it's this small. I started off with the A6400, and that little camera had a little pop-up flash that a lot of people would completely dismiss, but that being an APS-C camera, and if you could take that flash and just kind of point it up, it added so much to the image, even if it wasn't directly pointed at anybody. And that's honestly the way I use my flash. It's just to kind of fill in the gaps in the exposure and to give me a little bit more to work with in post. Or if I'm going to use flash like officially and for real, it's usually off camera. And again, I can have the option to do that with this system. Now, I know I've been glazing this flash, all right, for the better part of this video, but there is one thing that I can tell you that I wish was better about this flash, and it's the trigger. There's no way for me, seemingly, to turn off the trigger. I have to uninstall it, or I have to put the flash back onto the trigger to turn it off, and then it turns off. And that's a problem because if you've ever used flash, you know what I'm talking about. Once you put the flash in the hot shoe, you can't really see your real exposure until either the connection is, I guess, turned off or it's removed from the hot shoe. I think there's a setting in the Sony cameras that allows me to see what it actually looks like. I don't know if it's called live view, but I don't remember if that's actually true. And if it is, I have to do some digging. But again, I've only had this for like 3 or 4 days or so, so I haven't really gotten into it like that yet. But that's the one thing I could tell you that I don't like. There's not that much you can control on here other than the strength of the TTL, or if you're gonna be using a manual mode, you know, how strong you want the flash to pop when it pops. But that'd be really cool if there was a way to turn it off. I think you can actually tell how much battery you have left. It like blinks or something like that. So there's gonna be a little bit more to say about how it all works, and maybe my next video will say I was wrong and there's a way to do it. But that's the one thing I can tell you that I don't like about it, and I'll tell you why, because the idea would be to keep this on my camera. Like, just keep it on there, and when I need it, boom. And when I don't need it, and maybe that won't be ideal and something that I do all of the time because I don't know how much weather sealing, if any, this has. I'm just saying in general, if I know that I'm going to be using the flash, I don't want to feel like I'm constantly removing and installing this on the hot shoe. I just like to keep it on there, and then I'll pop on the flash as I need it. I'll pop on the flash as much as I need it. And speaking of which, this thing is pretty solid. Like, you got to rock this thing and really pull it to have it come off. It's at a bit of an angle too, so you have to kind of pull it straight on for it to work out. And I like how strong these magnets are. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for today. I think this flash is incredible. I think if you're considering this, absolutely pick it up. And honestly, if you know about this flash, things that I don't know about it, feel free to put it in the comments. You know, we can make our own little fact and find section down there and figure it out. I wanna definitely thank Godox. I don't know if they'll ever see this video, but thank you. A flash like this has always kind of been on my wish list, and this is the closest thing to that. And in some cases, it has exceeded it. And while I do feel that the trigger issue is a little bit disappointing, no other company is doing this. And what I love about Godox is I bought a trigger, I think from 2018, that still works on all of the new flashes now, which is insane. So they could theoretically come out with a newer trigger that's compatible with this flash and give it more control. By the way, this little trigger here is only 20 bucks. It's like, it's crazy. It's wild. This flash is like $80 or something like that. So you get them together, that's 100 bucks and some change, but that is so dope. So if I get another camera, a Fuji or whatever, I can just buy that trigger for $20, and then now I have a flash that's gonna be compatible with that camera. All right, guys, thank you for checking out the video. I'll check you guys out in the next one, and I'll be back to talk about this more. Peace.